pivoting from what am I wanting to say to what do they want to hear. We always say this, look at your posts and go, what do we want the person on the other side of the screen to feel, think, and do?
Welcome to Success Confidentials.
9 minutes every week that'll level up your practice. If you're a healthcare visionary obsessed with patient experience, team culture, marketing, and growth, you're in the right place.
We are too. We're Lauren
and Christine,
the patient whisperers. We worked together for 4 years as leaders in a real premium practice.
We did not play in the traditional healthcare sandbox and believe human emotions drive all success, and it really, really worked. We grew our cash pay practice an average 60% year over year.
And on social media, we grew our followers from 1,000 to 14,000 in just 2 years, generating millions in annual revenue from social media alone.
So now we're out here sharing what made us wildly successful so you can be too.
Let's have some fun.
Let's dive in.
Today, we're going to talk about something that we get asked all the time when we work with practices on social media. And the question is, when it comes to awareness months or days, do we post about those as a practice? Mm-hmm. Do we engage? Do we partake? What do we do? And what are the pros, cons? So that is a question we get asked all the time. So we want to share it with you guys.
So why is this important? Well, when it comes to our social media growth, it's incredibly important because let's take an ophthalmology practice and they oftentimes celebrate Cataract Awareness Month. It's a month worth of content. Well, if you're not strategic with your content, it's going to feel like noise, and worse comes to worse, people are going to unfollow you or mute your content, which is definitely what we don't want. So we have to be strategic even when it comes to these awareness months of what are we trying to post? What are we trying to inform the patient about, and what would be interesting to them? What are these posts? Like I shared earlier, it can be a Cataract Awareness Month, a Nurses Week, all the way to Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
So a question is, which of these do we acknowledge or celebrate? Mm-hmm. Which do we not? You can't celebrate or acknowledge all of them, right? Mm-hmm. Or you become noise. So being strategic and picking the right ones that align with your brand is super important. So it may seem like a no-brainer, but we really recommend to stay within your niche, within your specialty. So if you're acknowledging awareness months, really use it as a way to position yourself as the expert on this topic. So if you're in aesthetics, Botox Day, right? If you're in ophthalmology, Glaucoma Awareness Month, or Awareness Week, whatever it is, because you can use this it makes sense to the consumer why you're showing up in their feed versus being an eye practice and celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That doesn't really connect with your audience, I would say, unless it is your specific cause as a practice. Mm-hmm. So if you are a practice owner and you are a breast cancer survivor, maybe that is one of your practice's causes. That's great because that humanizes your brand when you're passionate about something, and that can be outside of your specialty, but really limit it to, that one so it makes sense, it's a part of your story. Otherwise, stay in your lane, stay in your niche.
Mm-hmm. So we actually had this come up as a crossroad in our practice. How do we post with strategy when it comes to these awareness months and post?
I remember we had a new social media coordinator that we were training, and we were kind of letting her fly a little bit, come up with her own content, and she had mapped out Cataract Awareness Month and had all these posts planned for cataract awareness. And she thought she was doing the right thing by pulling just a bunch of statistics and facts about cataracts. Mm-hmm. But what we ended up sitting down with her and working through with her was, what was the point? To me, as the scroller on the other side, what was really going to come across through these posts? So like we talk about all the time, really pivoting from what am I wanting to say to what do they want to hear? We always say this, look at your posts and go, what do we want the person on the other side of the screen to feel, think, and do? So when we have an awareness month or an awareness week, what do we want this post or this series of posts to make people feel, think, and do? And there should be intent behind that. Mm-hmm. Just a bunch of stats about cataracts really doesn't do much to the audience. They can Google stats, right? People can Google information. We're in the information age. People don't want just flat projection of information. They want your expert opinion. They want to be guided through this topic. So really putting a personal spin on it and walking patients through why it matters to them, why they're going to appreciate seeing this information is huge. And then from a revenue standpoint, how does it tie to what you offer your patients? How does it tie to maybe exciting new technologies available or a better way to live with this condition or treat this condition? We really have to connect the dots to the viewer to why this is worth cluttering up their newsfeed, really.
And to add to that, whenever you're talking about a projection of information, even without the stats, so many people just post Happy Cataract Awareness Month. Nothing else, no information. They're posting just to post. And when we think about the fact that the average social media user scrolls the height of the Statue of Liberty in a day, if we get them to stop their scroll, how important and what an honor it is for them to be viewing our content, going back to the think, feel, and do, and just positioning ourselves as the expert in this specialty.
What are our takeaways for a practice that may be incorporating awareness months into their social media strategy?
Well, of course, you're going to need to have a social media calendar to plan this content. And if there's any promotion that goes along with this, and as you're planning this content, I still have to do this today, take my marketer hat off and say, what do I want the other person on the other side of the screen to think, feel, and do? Do I want them to feel like we're an expert and we're educating them? Or is there some type of value I want them to know about, like a Botox day if there's a discount? And to make sure that we're not posting for what we want them to say, but what they want to see on their newsfeed.
What is the value we're bringing our viewer? As always, we don't leave you without resources. Our entire social media program, our one-on-one coaching program, is now available online, virtually available on demand through Upskillery, our new learning development platform. You can find the link in the caption below.
If we can help you with anything related to today's topic, use the link to schedule a free 30-minute synergy session just for new practices.
For our existing practice clients, you already know where to find us.
Now we want to hear from you. What resonated? What other topics are hot for you right now? We want to know all about it in the comments.
We're just a comment away, so if you have any questions, we personally respond to all comments and DMs. If you're not subscribed yet, make it easy on yourself to see new episodes and reference topics that are helpful by hitting the subscribe button.